His marks and brackets are definitely in the air. And so here at Laura Coates Live, we're mixing the best of the sports world with the political world. That's right, we've got the 2028 Democratic presidential frontrunner bracket. The CNN Politics Selection Committee put together the top 16 hypothetical names who could potentially compete in the primary. Again, no one here has declared, but there's a lot of buzz and a lot of hype around many of these names. Kamala Harris, of course, the one seed. We have underdogs like Stephen A. Smith and Rahm Emanuel were also in there, and a whole lot of governors, I mean a whole lot of governors as well. Some former contenders like Pete Buttigieg and some household names like Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Now, the party right now finds itself at a low point. And the question is, could one of these people lead the way out? We have some of the smartest Democratic minds around to go through their picks. We got Chuck Rocha, a former senior advisor to Bernie Sanders' presidential campaigns, Kate Bedingfield, the CNN political commentator and former White House comms director under President Biden, and Van Jones, CNN senior political commentator and former Obama advisor. All right, Chuck, you got the hat, so you're up first, my friend. You picked Stephen A. over Governor Gavin Newsom in that first round. That's an early exit for Newsom. Why?
It's a little shock and awe for everybody, because I think the days of politicians that look like politicians are over. I think that people are ready for something different. I think Stephen A., for all of you who watch ESPN, has a big platform. He gets paid tens of millions of dollars for a reason. Also, at the top, I'd also say that I got Gallego over AOC, but I also want to file a complaint that those are my only two clients, and you had them against each other immediately. So that's bad for me. And I had Gallego moving on, and I have more moving on, because I think veterans are going to play a big part in what's going to happen in the next election.
But yet, in the end, you don't choose either of them. In the end, you've got
I think
Governor
they'll make great
Shapiro.
vice presidents at some point. How about that?
Okay. Well, then you've got Governor Shapiro, right? That's the last person you think is going to
Yep, because I think, like you said, it's governor heavy. I think it's going to be who can communicate the best. I think these two guys are two of the best communicators in the business.
All right, Kate, it's your turn now. You had a pretty big upset in picking Rahm Emanuel over Governor Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan. What do you see about his style that makes him perhaps a better choice?
I think Rahm is a really straight shooter, and I will say I worked for Rahm Emanuel in 2006, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, so I've seen up close how he campaigns, also worked for him in the Obama White House, but I've seen what an aggressive campaigner he is. I also think he's somebody who doesn't come across as polished and varnished, and I mean that in the best way. He's somebody who, kind of shoots from the hip, and I think people like that. I think we're in a moment where, kind of to Chuck's point, people aren't looking for the most packaged politician, and I think Rahm is somebody who goes right at the heart of things. So I think he's somebody who could really connect with the Democratic electorate.
Let's talk about your last four, because you got AOC, you've got Beshear, you've got Buttigieg, and you've got Shapiro, but you actually end up with Governor Shapiro. What do you think gives him the edge?
Well, I went
Bashir.
with Bashir, and it was tough. I went back and forth on this, but I think Andy Bashir is somebody who has won statewide in a red state. Now, obviously, the last go round it was an off-year election, lower turnout. So it's a different ballgame when you're in a general election for president. But he's somebody who I think communicates really effectively, and I think he's somebody who's shown that he can connect with parts of the Democratic coalition the Democrats have struggled with over the last election cycle.
All right, Van, you're up now. We're going to skip right to your last four, and you had AOC beating Harris to get there. AOC's getting a lot of buzz right now. Do you think the time's right for her kind of politics?
I think that her wing of the party is ready. She's captured lightning in a bottle over and over and over again. She's young, she's telegenic, and she whatever she says, you don't like it, she still believes what she believes in. Authenticity is going to win the day in the next 4 years.
And all right, you went with Governor Wes Moore, though, to take the whole thing. Tell me your pitch on that, Governor.
Hey, listen, this guy's the whole package. He's authentic. He comes from a humble background. He's military. He's family. He did an unbelievable job when that bridge fell down. Everybody was stunned by how professionally he handled everything. He's good looking. He's fit out. What this guy? If this guy can't win for the Democrats just got to throw in the towel.
All right. Well, look. A political love letter of sorts was just written. Let me ask all of you, it's not lost on any of us that you all picked a governor in this particular city. Is there some method to that? Is it the executive experience that you're drawn to, or something else?
You'll notice all of us picked communicators. All of us picked folks who had kind of an executive action, somebody who's run something, because people want to look to somebody who's given them the results. There's a lot of great senators out there. I work for a great senator. A lot of us have worked for great senators, but they're one of 100. Executives can say, I did this, look at what I did.
Yeah, and I think there's a frustration. I mean, it doesn't take a political genius to know there's a frustration with Washington. There's a sense that Washington doesn't get things done, and I think governors who are out in the states, connected with the people working in their states, able to say, here's what I did for you, gives them a leg up in this environment.
Interestingly enough, Dan, I'll turn to you because none of you actually picked the person who secured the nomination last time, of course, Vice President Kamala Harris. I know she's considering running for governor. Is that where she's better suited to you all?
Look, I think probably so. Here's the thing. The Republicans nominate the same guy 3 times in a row. Democrats never do that. We're a one-and-done party. John Kerry, one and done. Hillary Clinton, one and done. Gore, one and done. So it's no disrespect to Kamala Harris. This is just a party that we give you one shot and then we give somebody else the ball. That's just how we play.
Is that the right move? I say in like a referee outfit. That's the right play.
I was waiting for you to throw a flag, to be honest. But I'll say this, is that there's a lot of folks right now in our party, you may have read about this, that are upset at the party and looking for some new leadership. To Van's point, that's why we're like one and done and looking for something new. We need to find the next leader of this party for the future. And I think you're going to see a lot of 70-year-olds step aside in the next 4 or 5 years, and there's going to be a new wave of leadership all across this party.
Does this exercise give a little bit more optimism for Democrats then? They're pretty low in terms of that favorability.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a lot of talent in the Democratic Party. There are a lot of great leaders who are out there who I think are connecting with voters, and I think we've got a long way to go between where we are today and the nominating process for the next cycle. So, yes, there's an enormous amount of talent out there that Democrats should be excited about.
Nobody was talking about Barack Obama this time in 2005. Somebody's going to come out of the woodwork, and it's going to be electric. We just don't know who that person is yet. But this is the low point. It's the beginning of our comeback story. It's not the end.
A Cinderella story right fits into my bracket. Thank you, everyone. I love it. And you can make your own picks at home.